This is a short story that I wrote in the first person and published the same year, in 2005, along with a spate of other writings using other forms: literary critiques, essays, prose poems, flash fiction. This is Jean. She was insistent hands on the other end of my witch's broom, fingers playing the corn sticks, bending some of them in ways that I could never undo, things no longer smooth when she was through with them. She was a pull I felt more on my left arm than on my right, a jolt between my shoulder blades, a backward leaning, a nasty falling. Just a little more than 2 years older, shortly to be no longer taller, not nearly as pretty, my older sister, than me. I was 3 and she was 5 when she set our bedroom on fire, reaching tippy-toe for my red velvet dress, stooping down for my patent leather shoes, moving in close to touch off the bold fern-leaf wallpaper. A fascination for me, our father's Zippo lighter, mirrored silver clouded by my feigned and forceful cough, dispersed and dulled down with the plump of my thumb. Hinge the top back, flick the toothy wheel, force it to turn past resistance, the rough catch, then watch the frayed wick flare blue, yellow, primary to secondary, green. For the finale, inhale the pleasing stench of lighter fluid. That was enough risk-taking for me. That morning I rushed to my parents' room and bed, straight over to my mother's side. Spoons. My father's brown arm wrapped possessively around my mother, cupping one of her brasiered breasts, her freckled hand over his. My father's full lips looked wet, smeared into the natural red of my mother's hair. Her bottom arm flings out, fingers brushing the edge of the dark nightstand. Clutter. A lamp with a ceramic swan rising up under a yellow cardboard shade. Round ashtray, green pressed tin, cigarette after cigarette, each ash preserved whole, because each cigarette is forgotten as soon as it is lit, pinched into thick rusted coils, lipstick paint tips. Next to the swan lamp, an overturned amber bottle, rolled to a stop. Pabst blue ribbon beer label, ornate silver and blue, the corners peeled off between my mother's nervous fingers. Her own Zippo lighter, a slender version of my father's, monogrammed WMW, for Wynette Marie Wagner, tossed next to the ashtray. I push my mother's freckled shoulder back. She rolls a little and settles. Jean's West is burning. Jean's West is burning. Consciousness, comprehension, slow in coming. Oh my God, Sandy, wake up, the house is on fire. My father's eyes glare open at me. My mother's up on her knees, shoving her hands into his chest. Sandy, get up. Jesus fuck, the house is on fire. When he pulls away from my mother, the pea-hole crotch of his boxers yawn open. I follow close behind them down the hall to my bedroom door. Fiberglass curtains, paper roll shades, the top bunk pillow where Jean sleeps, flaming. Jumble. Where's Jean? Where's your sister, Dee Dee? Where's Jean? My mother's fingers urge me to speak through my shoulders. I don't know. I won't attempt another word. Let her go, Wynette. Jean is in there. Make yourself useful. Call the fire department. His voice is an unpaved road running past us to the sink, underneath the blue bucket, running water. My mother does as she is told. Lets go of me. Walks over to the phone. She is dialing, pleading for firemen to come out of the wall. I stand shaking my head no. It matches the shaking inside me. I don't know that I have to pee until I do. I squeeze fear out and down my legs onto the dirty linoleum. My mother hangs up the phone, jerks me by the arm, moves us back through the house and out the front door. I am in my petticoat flannel nightgown. She is in her underthings, calling out for Jean, over and over, a wailing. I pull my arm free, run back inside for my father. Within minutes, my legs straddle a yellow slicker, look down at black galoshes, startle away from radio crackle. I am encircled by sonorous voices, soothed by confident steps. Bodies bisected by wide zippers drag a dirty canvas hose past me. A hard hat is making me stay outside. I look back as yellow slickers enter the roaring room. Afterward, black strips moat the air. We can no longer live there. Most everything is thrown away. My picture books are warped. My princess gown is mashed down underneath giant, muddy footprints. My red velvet dress isn't red and isn't a dress anymore. Finally, I cry. Jean and I now. We are 28 and 30, sitting on my back deck having a drink before dinner. I sip my Pinot Grigio. Jean will have one beer with a salad she picks over, 2 more with the main course. She has come to my part of town for the first time in years. My 8-month-old son, Lucas, is already asleep. I bathed and oiled and otherwise mothered him, stuffing each one of his sweet feet into my mouth to elicit the belly laugh I knew would be forthcoming. His mouth to my breast I sing, "Baby beluga in the deep blue sea, you swim so wild and you swim so free," and I hum something nonsensical to put him under. My husband, Noah, an English professor at State, is away at a conference. He is due back tonight at midnight. Jean rolls her can of Miller Genuine Draft back and forth between her palms, her legs splayed wide. I keep a case of MGD for her in the second refrigerator in our garage. She has coarsened since I saw her at Christmas. The skin under her eyes has darkened, grown fleshier. She takes after our father, more male-featured than female. The way you mooned over that red velvet dress, you aggravated the living shit out of me with your speech impediment. "Well, will I look? What will we think?" she says, sneering into her Marlboro pack, pulling a cigarette out just far enough to grit between her teeth. She lights it with a disposable Bic, and Daddy always saying, "She's so pretty, she's so pretty." It made me sick. I was tired of hearing it is all. She sits the beer can down on a deck, leans back on the flat of her hands, blows a perfect, thick smoke ring. I hid all day in the schoolyard near the 6th grader's bungalow. After dark, because it got so cold, I decided to sneak back and see what had happened to the house. Daddy was waiting in the car out front. She gazes out past my face. He beat me with his hands, then he took off his belt, and he beat me with that. She laughs now, a crow call. When I wouldn't let go of my ass, he used the belt buckle on my knuckles. In the low light of evening, in the gloaming that I love best of all, I think of the poem I wrote earlier that morning, while Lucas lay belly down on his fleecy blanket. It's only a rough draft. Yet even finished, I will not show it to her. An incident from last year, fat, rendered lean. In Tony's diner, she tells me to take my elbows off the table. "God damn it, you're embarrassing me. Act like you've got some couth." Disapproving monologues and Marlboro menthols, tandem laryngitis. Her own elbows, forearms, upper arms, are ghostly gray, crusty dirt cakes, the speed freak's quirky etiquette. Later, at Kmart, I keep her company while she shops for barkeep clothes. Her voice has thinned to a whisper. "Maybe with the right belt, you think?" She juts a utility sink hip. When I was 8 and she was 10, I remember how I would plead for her. "Daddy, please." So glad it wasn't me on the receiving end of his talk-back remedy, willing her to give in like he needed her to. "Just say it. Let me know when you've had enough. Just say it." And she never would say it, not once. "Hey, which one do you think?" she asks me now, holding up first one and then another flirty yellow blouse, tucking each one up hopefully under her chin. Her pissed dog features, a jaundice the world I know could do without. Jean sits up suddenly. Hey, remember Little Bear, that two-tone teddy bear you loved so much? Yes, of course I remember him. He had lumpy brown fur and a yellow belly. You used to pick clumps of fur from his belly, then tickle your nose with it while you sucked your thumb. He was pathetic. You picked him clean down to gray cloth, and your thumb was always split open. She takes a drag from her cigarette, flicks it forefinger to thumb onto the back lawn. Weak smoke curls up from the grass. I'm sorry about that one. I didn't mean for Little Bear to burn up. I get up and angle my deck chair toward her. I can't believe you sucked your thumb until you were 10. I was 8. Whatever. She bites at a torn cuticle, draws her knees to her chest. Our parents are gone. Wynette died of a cancer that started in her lungs, spread to other organs, down to 83 pounds in the end. Our father followed 6 months later, his heart giving out while he napped in his Naugahyde recliner. Jean is flesh to me. She feeds me blood memories. Dee Dee, you always were weak-titted. Her eyes are bleary with beer. I meet her gaze without flinching, turn away, tilting my face up to cumulus clouds, sucking on the honeysuckle breeze. The sun is lowering the sky goldenrod. Inside my house, beef stew is simmering. Lucas is breathing in and out into his ba-ba black sheep. Noah is nosing the old Toyota toward home. I feel no need to disagree.